Welcome to the Jailbreak Sessions interviews, the first of many interviews we're doing with artists who have appeared with us over the last 12 months that nobody has ever heard of. Welcome, Chase Nova.
Hi, thanks very much, Al.
The reason we're doing this is that people can find out a bit about people that have been here, unsigned, independent artists who are simply amazing, and Chase definitely fits into that category.
I do not want to even answer that, man, to be honest. Skip
Modest
that question.
to the last. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself before
Yeah.
we talk about the music?
I was born on the planet Nova. I'm 812 years old. No, I play music. Simple as. I don't really... There isn't much else that I do, really.
I'm getting the idea here that you've had music in your life since the beginning, or was there some moment?
Yeah, it was a fluke, actually. My friend... I even forget his name, I haven't seen him in 10 years. He took up guitar at 12 and I was looking for something to do on Friday afternoon. He said, I'll take up guitar. And sure, he left after 2 weeks and the bug bit me. My advice to people is do not take up music. It's worse than any drug in the world. More addictive than any of them that I can think of anyway.
And, you know, within the mainstream media, people like you are not being heard of. We started this open mic about 14 months ago and we did not know how it was going to go. And on one stormy, rainy night, in walks Chase Nova and you floored everybody. It was amazing.
Thank you very much.
With your music, I just know you as a solo artist. Have you been in any bands? Are you working with any bands?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I started off as a guitarist. I didn't start singing until maybe 4 years ago. I'm 22 now, so I was 18, 17 when I started singing. I was a lead guitarist in a rock group called Lightwork and another one called Antimatter.
Okay.
Up until the age of maybe 17, and then I dropped out and I couldn't find a singer, so I said I better give it a go myself, and I kept practicing and was in some terrible solo projects, and then here I am, you know.
I'm not gonna ride, no. I'm not gonna ride, no. I'm not gonna ride, no. I'm not gonna ride, no.
What's your approach to songwriting? How does it happen?
Luck. Yeah, the right day you'll just hear something in your head and then it comes out in one go. I actually find that the songs I'm most happy with are the ones I've written in less than 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the ones I labour over for months are the ones that I get sick of within a week.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's generally a melody first or a guitar bit sort of sparks me off. I mean, it can come from anywhere, you know yourself, Al, you know.
But yeah, sometimes just would you hear a story and that would kick off as well, or something pops into your head?
Sort of. Mostly, actually, it's one-liners.
Yeah.
I'd find myself like I wouldn't write down lyrics or come up with like stories or something. I would literally like think of something that's kind of amusing. Yeah. Like I don't know I can't really. It's not really a swear. But I was sitting in my house once and I literally had this random thing where I just went in my head, Victoria Beckham, stranded in Peckham, with a tube of sour cream and onion Pringles shoved up of a rectum. And I just went from there, and then the whole thing is like pieced together into a big long rap in a couple of minutes. You know, it's like something amusing or something I see on telly will sort of spark me off. Or,
Victoria Beckham, stranded in Peckham with a tube of sour cream and onion Pringles shoved up of a rectum. Well, her beloved beau was taking a stroll through Tesco on his own. Let's go. Here's what I heard. I heard he got chucked out of the checkout for checking his chick out with his dick out. Now he's gonna get picked out of a lineup. This ain't a wind-up, y'all. So let me tell you one more thing. They will deny these allegations till the radiation.
A lot of people these days, they're writing and then they're recording at home.
Yeah.
And then they stick something up on SoundCloud or YouTube, and that's as far as it goes. You've chosen to do live performance and do open mics. Yeah. Two questions about that. Why do you choose to perform when so many others don't? Which is kind of scary for a lot of people. And do you think more people should keep on experiencing music through the internet or get out and see gigs?
Those are two very difficult questions. I'm going to tackle the first part first, if you don't mind. The reason I chose to do live performances is that I did a lot of recording and stuff, and I found that that's where you become a real perfectionist. You want to get everything perfect, and, you know, the thing is, studios cost a lot of money. Sometimes you don't have the time to get the vocal the right way. Whereas, you know, back in the day where, like, you know, my heroes, you know, Robert Plant were performing vocals in the studio, they could sit there for hours and do as many takes as they want until they found the perfect one. And, like, that is a luxury, sadly, I can't afford. So I figured the live performances sort of get a good bit of my intention across, more so than my recorded material. Now, I'm hoping to change that in the future, but we'll see. So that's the whole reason. And the other thing is I enjoy doing it. You know, it's fun to sort of play off a crowd and have some talking, and, you know, it's fun to read reactions. It's you know, I'm a people pleaser.
Nice.
But
that could have been such a different job if you're a people pleaser.
That's true. What was the second question again? Sorry.
Should people get out and see more live music?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's shocking that like I've heard, like, I go to a lot of gigs, obviously, and generally if I'm playing one, I will stick around for the whole night. And I see so many people who are just like, they'd fit in so well with all these amazing. For some reason, we love the UK and we love America, but like we don't love Ireland. There's a lot of people who just sort of get trapped here. Aslan are a perfect example. They never really progress to any other territory. They get trapped here, and they're huge, and they're loved here. But for some reason, that doesn't really happen anymore. I would say that, like, if I'm a singer-songwriter, a guitar and my voice is all I need. Chances are I don't even need a microphone in most rooms in the venues I'm playing with. So, I mean, for me to play live, it's not much hassle. But if you're talking about a guy who's, writing music on Ableton or even Pro Tools, yeah, I can understand why they wouldn't do live gigs. That makes sense to me. But then there's also the people who are better at recording than they are at live performances, or get nervous in front of people, whereas I'm the opposite of that. So I mean, there's benefits both sides, but I would say, yeah, people should gig more, because like that is what I see as being the road to success, is you keep gigging until either someone notices you, or so many people notice you that someone else notices that so many people have noticed you. Yeah. So I don't know.
Makes sense.
Thanks.
I think.
I hope so. It did sort of in my head for a minute, then I lost it towards the end.
Oh no, you held it together. That was good.
Thanks.
Who would be big influences on you?
Oh, there's actually so many. I spent last night listening to. I spent last night drinking a naggin of Hussar vodka, listening to my record collection. Lovely. So I mean, we went through Bruce Springsteen. We had Greetings from Astor Park, New York. We had Genesis from The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Van Morrison, Veed and Fleece, a forgotten masterpiece in my opinion. But my favorite acts, I suppose, I'd go with Dave Matthews Band is huge. Absolutely adore them.
Amazing,
yeah. A lot of sort of old school 90s hip hop, particularly like KMD and early Jay-Z stuff. And then rock music, I love Led Zeppelin. I was a huge Guns N' Roses fan for years, and then I discovered they were just trying to copy Led Zeppelin, and I love Led Zeppelin more than ever now.
What's the best musical performance you've had so far as a performer?
I know it's tough. I mean, I had a great experience here as the last time I played, actually. Huge. I mean, I chatted to everybody here. I had a great time. And in fact, the first time I was here, I wasn't even drinking. And I was still chatting to everyone, and I was here till closing time, so I had a great time. I wouldn't normally stay till closing if I wasn't drinking, obviously. But then the most interesting one was probably I played in Chennai, and it was just one of those things where everything went right. Like I was on top form. I'd done all my vocal warm-ups. I had maybe 5 friends there who knew the words to my songs. So like they were right in the center of the crowd and were more drunk and more loud than anybody there. So thanks to them, obviously, everyone was singing along with me and having a great time. And at one point I had some guy coming up on stage because he wanted to check out my chest hair. Like, it was just one of those gigs where anything could happen.
Oh, guys checking out your chest hair. It's a nuisance in this business,
right? I think it's worse. Men check out chest hair on other men almost as much as they check out like breasts on women.
Yeah,
I find.
I'm trying to grow the beard down so it covers the chest.
Covers the chest.
There's no mystery.
You can braid it in.
It's going to be like a pillow. It's going to be wonderful.
You should never lose your head anyway.
Exactly. So, any big gigs coming up? Anything, or should people just keep their eyes peeled for
I guess,
open mic?
hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or FaceTube or Twitter, any of those kind of things. But big gigs coming up. I mean, I'm playing Bruxelles tonight. I don't think they'll see that though. Big gigs coming up. Oh, actually, on the 7th of August, which is like the second Friday, they're starting the Chase Nova Temporal Musical Extravaganza.
Go away.
Which is me bringing in my favorite acts and my favorite singer-songwriters and doing a night in Chennai. It'll be once a month on a Friday in Chennai, which should be really good fun, As
always, a wordsmith and a gentleman. Thank you very much, Chase.
Thank you very much, Al. Pleasure, man. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'll be a leader, a king and a hero. You just watch me fly. You won't believe what one boy could do. I swear I'll tear open the sky, but one